Hi, Jeremy Crow here. In this video, I wanted to cover a few quick tips on building community in your local area. Now, the reason I wanted to cover this topic was because I've had a few requests from people who have downloaded the PDF file of the grade book of the Ziggurat of Enki open source esoteric order. Now, it requires 5 people, so anybody who would be interested in starting up a group of the Ziggurat of Enki would need to find 4 other like-minded individuals who want to engage in this project. But now these principles can be applied to essentially any type of community that exists out there. Tip 1, you can leverage an existing community that has similar interests. Now, the best way to do this is the best practice, is you would pick a more socially focused event where it's just casual meetup, hangout, chat about whatever, essentially unstructured or very little structure behind it, and ideally not sponsored by a specific organization. Because if it is, you could be accused of poaching. Now, if you do it the way that I describe here, that should not be the case. But yeah, you have to be careful because you don't want to be considered a poacher. That's going to alienate you from any kind of community that you want to be on good terms with in your local area. So what you do, if you go to one of these generic kind of meetups for an interest that you think would be of interest to the type of people that you want to build a community around, then what you do is you go to the event, be a gracious guest, don't bring up your project at all. Just make friends. Just participate and get to know the people there. You'll find people that you gravitate toward more, and just make friends. You know, if you have more friends who are interested in the types of things that you want to build your community around, you're naturally going to find people who are going to be like, oh, so what are you up to? What kind of projects are you into? And this will be not at the event. Don't do this at the event. Do this after you've made friends at the event later. And then when you're talking with your friends, your new friends, you can bring up the project that you're interested in building a specific type of community. And some of them will probably be interested in participating. So that's one way, is kind of leveraging an existing organization. Now, if you, like I said, if you do it with a group that's not officially hosted by an already established organization, that's the best way because you don't want to be considered a poacher. Now, 2 is you can basically start from scratch. So you can host your own unaffiliated social meetup based around one of the core interests of the type of community you're trying to build. So, for example, if you're trying to start a pagan coven, let's say a neo-pagan coven, you might want to start a pagan pub moot, where people go to a pub and just hang out and have a few drinks together and discuss whatever they feel like discussing. And you do the same thing. You just make friends, and then later, when you've made friends, those people you can tell about the project that you're interested in starting, or that you've already started and are building up. Another thing you can do is you can schedule a talk. So you can give a talk on the type of thing that you're trying to build the community around, and promote it through various different avenues like social media. There's free online classifieds. You can put an ad in a local periodical, making it an appropriate periodical that's going to have readership that is interested in the type of things that you're building your community around, of course. And there's also meetup.com as well. So you can use that. You can even do flyering or postering in your local area. And then once you do the talk, afterwards, you can, or even during the talk, because this is your talk, you're the one hosting it, go right ahead and promote your project, your community building project that you're trying to put together. And you'll probably get a few people who are interested. Now, these are the best, quickest ways to kind of get started, is to basically make friends, get your name out there, and just meet people and then tell them about your project. So that's the main way of doing it. Now, with the Ziggurat of Enki project specifically, one thing, because this is not an organization that has like an established hierarchy and oaths that you have to, or obligations you have to make towards the organization, it's open source. So what you can do is, if you are a member of an existing organization and you wanted to perform the Ziggurat of Enki ceremony and you needed 4 other people, you could actually propose that your already established group to perform it. Just say, hey, there's this really cool ritual out there. It's open source, and we can just try it. We can just get together, practice it, and then do the ceremony. And there might be some people who are interested in that. You might get it approved. If you don't get it approved, you might get people later on coming to you privately and saying, hey, I'm really interested in doing that project. We can do it all, not as an official group project for the organization we're part of, but just as a separate thing on the side. And so that's another thing you can do. Now, with the Ziggurat of Enki in particular, I suggest this only because it is open source. Now, if you were to do this with an organization, like say if you went into the Freemasons and started trying to promote the OTO, those are 2 organizations that have established structured hierarchies and oaths of obligation and things like that you're going to be considered a poacher if you do that. And just, it's really not going to be a good thing to try and build community once you've been labeled a poacher, because people are just going to be like, oh, that guy's just trying to steal everybody's, it's selfish really. To be a poacher is to use the other organization and not respect that other organization. It's a kick in the teeth to that other organization to just blatantly go in and just say, hey, you're members of Freemasonry, why don't you join the Ordo Templi Orientis? It's really cool, or vice versa. You could go into the OTO and say, hey, let's all join the Masons. Who here wants to join the Masons? That's different than what I'm saying here, because like I said, the Ziggurat of Enki is open source and can be utilized by already existing organizations if they so choose. So those are a few quick tips on how to start building community. There's a lot that I could talk about on this. If you want to hear more or more in depth or about very specific situations, definitely put it in the comments here. I'll try and answer in the comments, or if it's something a little more elaborate, then I'll do a video for it. If you like the types of videos I've been putting out on esoteric subjects, entrepreneurship, healthy living, and want to see more, then definitely subscribe to this channel or like the page. I generally put out at least 1 video per week, usually more. So until next time, guys, stay lucid.